From molding out the shape by heating and reheating the lacquer that forms the base of these bangles to the intricate embroidery, each step requires elaborate craftsmanship.
Namaskar, thank you for joining us here on Express News, 100 news stories in quick time. Let's begin. No end to political crisis in Karnataka. 21 Congress ministers resigned from cabinet to placate the rebel MLAs who withdrew their support to the Congress-JDS coalition. Karnataka minister and independent MLA H. Nagesh resigns and withdraws support to the H.D. Kumaraswamy-led government, delivering another blow to the shaky JDS Congress coalition ruling in the state. Karnataka Chief Minister and JDS leader H.D. Kumaraswamy says the issue will be resolved. D.K. Shivakumar, who is a minister in the H.D. Kumaraswamy government, has said that the party will take action against rebel leaders. Karnataka State General Secretary of BJP Ravi Kumar has said that they will meet the governor after the speaker accepts the resignation letters and has expressed the hope that Yediyurappa will be the chief minister. The BJP says that it has no relation to the ongoing developments in Karnataka and did not put any pressure on MLA or MP to switch parties. Union Minister Rajnath Singh said so in the Lok Sabha. In the Lok Sabha, 8 significant bills were tabled today. Union Minister Harshvardhan introduced the DNA Technology Regulation Bill. Dr. Harshvardhan assured the House that all concerns will be discussed. Union Minister of State for Home G. Krishan Reddy has introduced the Unlawful Activities Prevention Amendment Bill 2019 in Lok Sabha. The minister said government is only against terrorists and no innocent will be harmed. G. Kishan Reddy also introduced the NIA Amendment Bill 2019. The NIA Act will be strengthened with this bill and many new crimes will be included under the Act. The Defence Minister Rajnath Singh informed the Rajya Sabha that there was no shortage of bulletproof jackets for the defence personnel. The Rajya Sabha passes Aadhaar and Other Laws Amendment Bill 2019. The Upper House also passed the statutory resolution for levying 200% duty on all goods exported from Pakistan. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar took oath as Rajya Sabha member. He won the Rajya Sabha election from Gujarat. 29 people were killed and 18 injured after a state-run bus skidded off the Yamuna Expressway and fell into a large drain in Uttar Pradesh. The bus was going from Lucknow to Delhi and had at least 50 passengers on board. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has formed a committee to probe the reasons behind the accident and directed it submits its report. Uttar Pradesh Roadways will pay ex gratia of 5 lakh rupees to the next of kin of the deceased. In a tweet, President said, "Sad to learn about the tragic bus accident on the Yamuna Expressway in Agra, Uttar Pradesh. State government taking all steps to help affected people. My condolences to the bereaved families, wishing an early recovery to those injured." Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, "Pained by the bus accident in Agra, Uttar Pradesh, condolences to the families who have lost their loved ones. I pray that those injured recover fast. The state government and local administration are providing all possible assistance to the affected." BJP National Working President JP Nadda tweeted saying, "Saddened to hear about the tragic loss of lives in an unfortunate bus accident near Agra. My heartfelt condolences to the grieving families. I pray for the injured that they have a speedy recovery." Heavy rains in Mumbai throw normal life out of gear. Traffic snarled across Mumbai following yet another bout of heavy rainfall this morning. Flight services affected at the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport due to fluctuating visibility. Few flights diverted. Mumbai locals also hit. The IMD has forecast intermittent rain or showers in Mumbai and suburbs with heavy rain at isolated places. The death toll due to acute encephalitis syndrome rises to 142 in Bihar at Muzaffarpur. AAP's Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia asked by Roos Avenue Court in Delhi to appear before it on the 16th of July in relation to a defamation case filed by BJP's Vijendra Gupta. The famous Gujarati singer Geeta Rabari's song Rona Ser Ma Re has been viewed by over 25 crore people on social networking site YouTube. Geeta Rabari met Prime Minister Narendra Modi and sought his blessings. The market suffered losses for the second consecutive day. The Sensex fell 792.82 points to 38,720.57. The Nifty plunged 247.20 points to 11,564. About 3 shares declined for every share rising on the BSE. The rupee depreciated by 16 paise to 68.58 against the US dollar in early trade, mainly due to heavy selling in domestic equities and foreign fund outflows. Gold futures inched up in early trade, taking support from positive global trends and amid brisk buying by jewelers in the spot market. Silver, on the other hand, lost shine due to a drop in orders by industrial units and coin makers in the spot market. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman briefs the RBI's Central Board on budget measures. Reserve Bank Governor Shaktikanta Das said that the central bank will discuss issues of issuance of overseas sovereign bonds with the government. The International Air Transport Association IATA has suspended the license of Cox and Kings for selling tickets as the company continues to grapple with the liquidity crisis, the company has said. Deutsche Bank has made the first of the 18,000 job cuts as part of a radical reorganization, and teams of share traders in Tokyo and other offices in Asia have been told that their jobs are going. British Airways has said that it is facing a record fine of £183 million for last year's breach of its security systems. The airline, owned by IAG, has said that it is surprised and disappointed by the penalty from the Information Commissioner's office. Fly a Deal and low-cost Saudi Arabian airline has cancelled an order for 30 Boeing 737 MAX aircraft. The decision follows the crashes of 2 737 MAX jets, the first in Indonesia in October, followed by one in Ethiopia in March, which killed 346 people. Core private sector machinery orders in Japan dropped in May from a month earlier, the government said in a report marking the first fall in 4 months. Orders in the recording month declined 7.8% from the previous month, the government said. US President Donald Trump has criticized Britain's ambassador to the United States, Sir Kim Dorok. This is after he leaked emails and in leaked emails described President Trump and his administration as dysfunctional, clumsy and inept. The US president has said that the ambassador has not served the UK well. The UK's Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt has said that an inquiry would be held into the leak of diplomatic cables in which the UK's ambassador to the United States said that Donald Trump's administration was inept. Iran has announced it will break a limit set on uranium enrichment in the breach of the landmark 2015 deal designed to curb its nuclear ambitions. Iran also threatened to abandon more commitments unless a solution is found with the remaining parties to the landmark 2015 agreement after Washington unilaterally pulled out. US President Donald Trump has warned Iran over its imminent breach of a uranium enrichment cap. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo earlier on Sunday had said that Iran will face further sanctions in response to the expected breach of the cap set by an endangered nuclear deal reached with the international powers, but from which the United States withdrew last year. The United States has called upon Germany to send ground troops to partly replace US soldiers in northern Syria, pushing Berlin to ramp up its military involvement in the fight against the Islamic State group as Washington looks to withdraw from the region. The Greek conservative Kyriakos Mitsotakis, sworn in as Prime Minister after Greece's centre-right opposition party, the New Democracy, has won the nation's snap general election. Conservative Prime Minister has vowed that the country would proudly enter a post-bailout period of jobs, security and growth. Iran has denied that an oil tanker detained by Britain in Gibraltar was carrying crude to Syria, which would put it in violation of EU sanctions. Iranian Deputy Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has said that the tanker was carrying Iran's oil, and contrary to what the British government claims, its destination was not Syria. Dozens of powerful Afghans resumed talks with the Taliban in Doha, where a possible ceasefire is on the table after the key issues such as women's rights, and around 70 delegates are attending the two-day gathering, which has been organized by Germany and Qatar. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo tweeted and said that the Afghan gathering has been a long time coming, and praised the country's government, civil society, women and Taliban for coming together. South Korea's President Moon Jae-in has urged Japan to withdraw export controls on high-tech materials bound for South Korea as a row over forced wartime labor threatened to disrupt global supplies of South Korean memory chips and smartphones. Fresh political violence broke out in Hong Kong Sunday evening as riot police baton-charged protesters in a bid to disperse demonstrators following another massive rally. Protesters used umbrellas to defend themselves from the charge in the district of Mangkok. Pro-democracy lawmakers have condemned police handling of the protest night, saying that the officers adopted dangerous strategy and tried to provoke the demonstrators. The police arrested 6 people during a demonstration in one of Hong Kong's most popular tourist areas. After Italy refused entry to a German migrant ship, Alan Kurdi, carrying 65 migrants, Malta has allowed the migrants rescued off Libya to disembark on its territory after picking them up from a rescue ship. After holding talks with European Commission and German government, Malta's Prime Minister Joseph Muscat has said that all 65 would be relocated to other parts of the EU. Doctors and volunteers tended to 65 migrants on board the migrant German rescue vessel after it changed course for Malta following a standoff with the Italian government. Croatia has erected a massive border fence at the Maljevac border crossing to stop migrants intent on forcing their way into the country illegally on their way to Slovenia and finally Italy. Italy is pushing hard to slow the flow of illegal immigrants headed there. Pope Francis has said that no one is exempt from helping migrants in an indirect rebuke to Italy's hardline Interior Minister Matteo Salvini, who has tried to shut the country's ports to non-government migrant rescue ships. North Korea says that the Australian student Alex Sigley, who had been detained for several days before being released, had been spying for news outlets. The 29-year-old Alex Sigley was reportedly missing in late June but was freed on July 4th after Swedish officials in Pyongyang met the North Korean government. Judges of the International Criminal Court have convicted Bosco Ntaganda, a former Congolese military leader, on charges of war crimes and crimes against humanity in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Ntaganda surrendered at the U.S. Embassy in Democratic Republic of Congo in 2013. China's foreign exchange reserves expanded slightly to $3.1192 trillion at the end of June. China's State Administration of Foreign Exchange has claimed. According to SAFE, the amount has increased by $18.2 billion, which is 0.6% from the end of May. The African leaders officially launched the operational phase of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement in Niamey, capital of Niger. African leaders have said that the launch of the Free Trade Pact will rally all the African people to promote regional economic growth. Amnesty International has urged the United Nations Human Rights Council to approve a resolution calling for an investigation into the Philippines, where there is now a perilous normalization of illegal executions and police abuses of suspected narcotics addicts and dealers. A strong magnitude 6.9 earthquake struck off Indonesia, triggering a brief tsunami. warning that sent panicked residents fleeing to higher ground. And this warning was later lifted by the Indonesia's Geophysics Agency, and there was no immediate reports of any damage or casualties and no tsunami. Spanish officials say that the second day of the San Fermin bull running festival in northern town of Pamplona has left 4 people injured, including one who was gored. And 3 people were gored while 2 other people suffered head trauma during the first day of the festival yesterday. In Sri Lanka, construction work has begun for the upgradation of Palali Airport near Jaffna in the Tamil majority northern province. The present 950-meter runway would be relayed under the first phase and later would be extended to 1.5 kilometers, allowing larger aircraft to land. Australian coach Justin Langer is optimistic of replacements for injured players. Usman Khawaja and Sean Marsh were ruled out of the World Cup after suffering a hamstring injury and a fractured arm, respectively. Matthew Wade and Peter Hanscom have been called as replacements. It's going to be a match between the batting brilliance of Rohit Sharma and company against the bowling extravaganza, in fact, of Trent Boult and company. India will be taking on New Zealand in the first semi-final of the World Cup in Manchester tomorrow. Former New Zealand captain Daniel Vettori believes that Jasprit Bumrah is basically unplayable at this stage and urged New Zealand to steer clear of the Indian speedster when the two sides clash in the first semi-final on Tuesday. The International Cricket Council has picked 4 superstars for the ongoing Men's Cricket World Cup. In a Twitter post, ICC shared a collage of Rohit Sharma, Mitchell Starc, Joe Root and Alex Carey. The collage was captioned most runs, most wickets, most catches, most dismissals, the 4 superstars of the CWC 19. After recovering from a hamstring injury he sustained during the early stages of the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, the England batsman Jason Roy said that he is right where he wanted to be, both mentally and physically. Roy has amassed 341 runs so far in the tournament. Ireland defeated Zimbabwe in the final ODI by 6 wickets and a clean sweep. The home series, that is, 3-1, 3-0, I beg your pardon. Ireland and Zimbabwe will now play a 3-match T20 series. It starts July 10. Egypt star Mohamed Salah has said that his team would try to learn from their mistakes after the hosts suffered an embarrassing last 16 exit from the Africa Cup of Nations. The Pharaohs crashed out on Saturday following a shock 1-0 loss to South Africa. As Megan Rapinoe and Rose Lavelle scored 2 goals, the US women's team beat Netherlands to win the FIFA Women's World Cup twice in a row. Politicians, athletes and even an astronaut celebrated the US victory in the Women's World Cup on Sunday, and the mayor of New York announced a ticker tape parade for the football champions. The French President Emmanuel Macron has said that the women's soccer team will never be the same again. Women's soccer will never be the same again. Commenting on this year's FIFA World Cup success, he said that the World Cup has sparked worldwide enthusiasm on the underrated sport. Underdogs Peru may have missed out on a 3rd Copa America title after losing 3-1 to Brazil in the final, but they are on the right track. This is what their coach Ricardo Garcia said. Despite Gabriel Jesus' dismissal, a 10-man Brazil team held on to win the Copa America on home soil with a 3-1 victory over Peru. Jesus scored the decisive goal after a penalty from Peru's captain Paulo Guerrero and cancelled out Everton's opener for hosts Brazil at Rio de Janeiro's Maracana Stadium. Brazil's coach Tite has said that Messi needs to have more respect and accept the fact that he is beaten. He said this after the Argentina slammed South American Football Governing Council CONMEBOL, saying that the whole tournament was set up for Brazil's win. The Indian defence conceded 4 goals in the second half as the home side squandered a 2-0 lead to lose 2-4 against Tajikistan in the opening match of the Intercontinental Cup. Sunil Chhetri struck in the 4th and 41st minutes to give India a 2-0 lead at half-time. Jonathan Dos Santos scored the winning goal in the 73rd minute as Mexico defeated USA 1-0 to claim their 8th CONCACAF Gold Cup in a thrilling final encounter at Soldier Field. Star Indian sprinter Hima Das claimed her second international gold in women's 200 meters in the Kutno Athletics meet in Poland. Hima clocked 23.97 seconds to clinch the gold. The national record holder, who is Mohammad Anas, also won the gold in the men's 200-meter race with a time of 21.18 seconds. Indian track and field athletes won a whopping 19 medals, including 12 gold in the Kasanov Memorial Meet, which concluded on Sunday. The national record holder, long jumper Sri Shankar, led the campaign with a gold-winning performance of 7.88 meters. The Union Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju said that he was not satisfied with the country's performance in the past Olympics and has called for long-term preparation to ensure that athletes win medals in the top-notch events like the Olympics. Former Commonwealth Games champion Parupalli Kashyap's impressive run at the Canada Open Super Series tournament came to an end after he lost a 3-game thriller to China's Li Shifeng in the men's singles summit clash. The 6th-seeded Kashyap went down 20-20, 14-21, 17-21 in the finals. The Indian golfer Arjun Atwal was unable to turn in the magic on the final day, carding a 1 under 70 to finish tied on the 23rd spot at the inaugural 3M Open. The day belonged to the 20-year-old Matt Wolff, who stunned everyone with a 26-foot putt from 21 under, that is 263, that gave him the first PGA Tour win. Shahid Kapoor star Kabir Singh has yet another feather to its cap as it has become the highest-grossing Indian film in Australia. Ayushmann Khurrana's Article 15 maintains a steady run at the box office as it mints 40.86 crore rupees in the second week of its release. The film had earned over 20 crores in the opening weekend and depicted that it's slow and steady. Ayushmann Khurrana's and Yami Gautam have wrapped up shooting for Amar Kaushik's directorial Bala. The comedy drama produced by Dinesh Vijan is expected to hit the big screens in September. After giving a stellar performance in Game Over, Taapsee Pannu is all set to lead in Anubhav Sinha's next film, which is to hit the theatres in March next year. Producer Madhu Mantena announces that Nitish Tiwari of Dangal fame and Mom director Ravi Udyawar are joining hands to co-direct the live-action trilogy Ramayan, and it is to be made in Hindi, Tamil and Telugu and to be shot in 3D. Veteran actress Nafiza Ali says that she is cancer-free and is keen to get back to acting in elegant roles befitting her seniority and experience. Ace fashion designer Sabyasachi Mukherjee issued an apology following the backlash he received for calling overdressed women as wounded. A young fan named Ben sent a photo of himself holding a paper with a message written in fictitious Wakandan alphabet to the Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman. After a video of Ariana Grande breaking into tears in the middle of a concert surfaced online, the singer penned a letter dedicated to her fans, opening about the challenges that she's faced in recent years. Singer, songwriter and musician Stevie Wonder told thousands of fans watching him perform at an event in London that he's due to have a kidney transplant in September. Disney's live-action reboot of Mulan is slated to be released on March 27, 2020. The Chinese actor Liu Yifei is set to play the lead character, the daughter of the aging warrior. Disney's cable network Freeform issues open letter to critics who feel a black woman should not play Princess Ariel in live-action remake of The Little Mermaid. This came after Disney's announcement of casting the child actor Halle Bailey as Princess Ariel. Actor Cameron Boyce, known for his roles in Disney's Descendants and its channel show Jessie, passed away at the age of 20 due to a seizure. Adam Sandler, Charles Easton and others mourn his demise. Britain's Prince Harry and wife Meghan's 2-month-old son Archie got christened in accordance with royal tradition in a small private ceremony at Windsor Castle. Dressed as Frida Kahlo, dozens marched down Koyakakan Street on the 112th birthday with a colourful parade to celebrate the life of the famed painter. Tens of thousands of Estonians join in singing folk songs on the 150th anniversary of a musical festival that inspired resistance to Soviet control and later received recognition from UN Cultural Agency. A Lithuanian couple won the World Wife Carrying Championship, and we did so for the second time in a row in a Finnish town. This is Sonkajärvi, and triumphing in the contest where men complete an obstacle course with their wives slung over their shoulders. Jakob Mayer set a new record in the world's steepest race with a 35-degree incline. His winning time of 3 minutes 32.80 seconds saw him dominate the race. A park near Paris turns into a pasture for sheep to graze as the French urban shepherds led a herd of woolly farm animals around the bustling city's streets. The event saw 25 hungry sheep graze around grassy space in the French capital.